Yeah, wanted to talk about police informants grassing. Back in the day in the 80s, I was into the scene, drink, drugs, thieving, big time, and it's like there was a crew of us, up to about, small in a crew of about 6, but about 10 of us all together. And one of the main guys in the crew, my mate, I thought, Matt, basically he was Jack the lad, fighter, could look after himself, into this, into that, quite a character. And it's like, long and the short of it is, he was getting away with everything. He was getting nicked for stuff like busted for weed, for drugs, getting caught stealing, criminal. And he was, even when he did end up in court, which wasn't very often, he was getting away with stuff. He never went down, you know, he didn't want to talk about it. He said, oh, I just got off light. People started to think, how come he never gets like done for anything? Anyway, a few of us, and people like that knew him and knew our group, started getting nicked, busted, searched all the time. And it's like, how do the coppers know? Why are they always on to us? But when we're getting done for stuff in court, but it's like he's Teflon Don, you know. He never seems to get done for anything, and if he does, he gets off really light. So I discussed it with one of the lads, and everybody had the same concerns. But everybody, they weren't frightened. Everybody was just like, nah, Matt, he wouldn't be a grass. He's one of the lads, you know. And we discussed it all. In the end, we all got together and said, and it seemed it's 30 years ago, but everybody was like, you know what I mean, when you get together and there's that final jigsaw piece in the jigsaw when you talk. And we thought, unfortunately, it does seem like he's grassing on us as well, to save his own neck. And grasses become paid informants, don't they? The police try and get them as a, you know, and they get money, don't they, for grassing. And he always had money, he never worked, he always had money for weed, he always had, nearly always had money for weed and drink. Even when we were skint, and some of us were like working, quite a lot of us, on and off. So we tested him. I can't remember what it was, but we made this sort of test, and we thought, he don't know that we suspect him, but we all do. So we got an advantage, and we played some sort of, not mind game, we tested him, and he failed. I do remember that. We all got together when we met up later on. When we all saw each other when he weren't there, and we all thought, yeah, it's sad. Matt, he's a grass. He failed the test big time because mate of mine worked at Kiddie Police Station. Good lad. Lost his eyesight through diabetes. Had to have a guide dog, and he ended up getting a job at Kidderminster Police Station, answering the phone, call handler, answering 101 909. And he was a good friend of mine, he's dead now. He said to me one day, he got a lot of stick for associating with me. The cops said to him in Kiddie, what you doing hanging around with that scum? And Andy said he's never done nothing to me, so, I find him fine, and my parents. So anyway, Andy told me, the cops in Kiddie told him, most people get nicked for whatever, everything, because of police informing on them, people informing to the police. So it ain't through the police's own work that they catch people. Cops told my mate Andy in Kiddie, when he was on the job, 90% of the cops nicking people or more is they've been grassed up by people that know them to the old bill. They've been informed on. Yeah. And that's about it really. There was one other thing I wanted to mention, but I can't remember what it was. Yeah, this is inspired by seeing a Scouser, a guy on YouTube. About a year ago, I just came across it by accident. And he'd been down like what I'm saying, it was like his story. So yeah, just what I'm saying is, sometimes it's the guy that the coppers like he's untouchable. He does stuff. He's a good lad, everybody knows him, do you know what I mean? He might even be screaming, oh, so-and-so's a grass. you know, their grasses, their this, their that. That's to defer the heat off themselves, to make it look like they're anti-grass or anti-whatever. But some of the times, it's all an act. So you can't trust anybody in the scene. You can't trust anybody. Yeah, and that's why I walked away from it. Really, it's just phony. You're kidding yourselves.